down.
Yep, we're live, Fres. We're live. I think we are.
Yes, we are.
We
Hey,
are. We
Lisa, how
are.
you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for all tuning in to our Sunday Stock Talk conversation. I'm Mr. President, and I'm here with Lisa J. Stocks. Please
Oh,
be sure to hit the like button on your way in. We greatly appreciate it.
I am sleepy, so I'm glad that Prez is so peppy today. Thank you, Prez.
I got a nice cup of coffee right here. So
Well, no, we don't know what's in that cup, but that's none of our concern. If you say it's coffee, it's coffee.
it is. I don't like alcohol. It ain't gonna be no alcohol.
Why? Oh, no, 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 no. What is going on here? Whoopsie. Same issue last week. What is going on?
I see Pipeline Podcast in the chat. Hello. Thank you for tuning in.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Notification Squad.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see.
So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are basically going to be talking about how to handle a market crash or a bear market or market correction, what have you, market pullback, whatever you want to call it, whatever the general media, mainstream media would like to call it. Um, we just would like to go over a few ways that you can go about handling these downtimes in the market.
All right, Prez. So let's get started. Did you already tell them to subscribe to our channels? I know you told them to hit the notification bell.
No, I did not tell them to subscribe. Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's a good idea. If you are not currently subscribed to either one of our channels, be sure to subscribe to us both. We will greatly appreciate it. I see Kenneth Henderson joining in from Denver. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Frugality is life. Welcome in. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Sunday to you as well.
All right. So, Prez, can you start by telling us like the economy, some technicals as to where we are at as compared to 2020?
Well, from what I'm seeing as of right now, inflation is slowly but surely coming down. Coming down. It's come down a lot from versus when the Fed first started raising interest rates. But with that being said, unemployment is also starting to ramp up, meaning more people are losing their jobs or not being able to find work. So that's kind of hindering the growth of the economy as well. And we're now being threatened with the possibility of entering into a recession. So that could cause the Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. Jerome Powell, to cut interest rates a lot more than what we're expecting him to, and a lot faster than we're expecting him to, because he doesn't want the nation to go into a recession, especially during an election year. So that can explain a lot of the market pullback, as well as smart money starting to take profit on big tech and rotating their profits into other sectors. It's a lot of factors that's going on right now. On top of all of that, we have threats of a potential war going on the other side of the world. So
Okay.
it's a whole lot going on, but it's no reason to be afraid of your investments, especially if you chose a good sound ETF first and good sound individual companies to back you up on that, and you're properly allocated.
So, if we took some of the factors, the election year and the job report, we took those out of it. How is the economy just related, like the stock market, in relation to how it was, say, when the pandemic kicked off?
Okay. Well, just the other day we had a drop that was we haven't had a drop that far in one day since the COVID drop.
Hmm.
And it's spooking a lot of newer investors, well, all kind of investors, whether you're new or inexperienced. If you don't really have the hang of investing for the long term, it will spook you out a little bit when you see the market fall so much in one day. And
Yeah.
last time I checked, Bitcoin is falling as well. The whole crypto market is down as well.
Okay. So besides that time frame of the beginning of the pandemic, is there another time frame in your adult life when you had like a the knowledge and like the money mindset to say, oh, this is an opportunity for investing, or was that really like the first time for you?
It was actually the first time for me. The previous bear cycle was actually my first bear market, but it
Uh-huh.
was so long and it bled out so slow. It gave me a lot of time to learn a lot of different things, especially the mindset aspect of things, like not panic selling and things of that nature, because these are all things that I ended up doing because I was new to the market and I didn't know what to do when I saw the market coming down because I was one of the ones that entered into the market at the peak of the bull cycle. I think we had just reached all-time highs on the S&P 500 when I had opened up my first account. So I didn't know
Mhm.
what was going on. Like I said, I started out buying Bitcoin, and I was buying Bitcoin at the previous all-time highs. So once it started falling,
Mhm.
what did I do? I started panic selling. I eventually got back into it, but I panic sold not just one time, but more than once because it was a slow bleed off.
Okay. I told like I think we were talking about this last week. We're always talking about this. I don't think I've ever panic sold, you know?
Mhm.
Um, but I would say in my adult life, the pandemic, it's only been say this time frame that we're in, 5 years or a little less, is when I've been investing on my own and really prioritizing it and had my eyes open to it outside of my 401k. I was always doing my 401k, but like in 2008 when the economy was excuse me guys, let me just clear my throat. When the economy was just, a disaster, gas prices were nearly $4 and all of that. I continued. I was always working and contributing to my 401k, but I didn't see it as an opportunity of let me check on the market, let me be mindful, let me invest heavier. So it's only been the last few years that I've had that mindset. But I just want to take a quick second to congratulate Trudy during the live on winning Keenan Grace's
Yes,
Tech Stock
congratulations.
Challenge. And thanks for tuning in, Trudy. I know you said this is a busy time of day for you and you have stuff going on, but I was so happy for Trudy.
I felt like I won
I
because
know.
it was a name that I knew. I knew the person, and I said yes. I
I
said I
just,
didn't. It didn't matter who won. At least because everyone was investing into themselves. But when it was somebody I actually knew, well, not know personally, but that I know from being on YouTube and being in different chat rooms and stuff like that, I was
yes.
like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, somebody I know won. Yes.
Mhm. Trudy, what stock did you do? I don't remember what Trudy did. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yes, Trudy has been investing $10 daily into her tech stock. Google. I have been investing $10 daily for this particular challenge into Microsoft. And I've been doing it for over 50 days now. And let me just give a
That is awesome.
quick update. Oh my goodness. I think it's time for new contacts. I have 1.5 shares of Microsoft, and that's what I've achieved so far with this challenge. And that is just $10 at a time.
That is so awesome.
So we are ready to do it again, or I'm not sure. I'm assuming I'm probably every time I'm in a challenge, the challenge just becomes a way of life and it just sticks. And I just add the next challenge onto the old challenge because I'm still doing VTI was a challenge that I just
Mhm.
never stopped. But yeah, I can't have too many going on at the same time, especially daily. But I was so happy about that. And I just wanted to congratulate Trudy on air. But back to what we were talking about. Well, is there anyone else? Is there a lot of people, new people rolling in? Hey, Neo. Press.
I see
I don't
Neil
think
is
so.
the bankroll. Welcome in. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay. Um, so market downturns are opportunities to buy high quality stocks at a discount. I don't think that that's what many people will say. They'll say, "Oh, things are, the economy's crashing. Let me like stay away." And what we love to highlight here, I would say, Prez, is that um, we have to have our eyes open to the opportunity that is in front of us, and just realize the big picture on what is going on. So um, yeah, I think you sent me a note saying, like, in describing how you wanted to do this show, like, be afraid, don't be afraid, be excited for
Right,
what's going on. So
right.
what else do you want to share on that? Is there particular stocks that you want to take a look at, or what like high in your pyramid, that could potentially be a buying opportunity right now?
Right now, in my opinion, right now, big tech is a good buying opportunity because just a few months ago, we was making new all-time highs on the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, and we've since pulled back a lot on a lot of these different big tech companies, is like Nvidia for one, Microsoft for two. Microsoft has pulled back a nice amount. Um, those are two that are really on my radar right now, Nvidia and Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
But even though they're on my radar, I'm still gonna keep up with my pyramid strategy. Like it all depends on when I make my deposit and how much of what I have where. It determines what I'm gonna be buying. Like I don't can't necessarily have to have a good entry price for any of these investments that I hold because I'm looking years down the road. But I also wanted to add on the do not be afraid, be excited part, that the market is basically on sale right now. Could it come down lower? Yeah, it possibly could come down lower. How low? We don't know. A lot of people are going to sit here and try to guess. We're going to all have questions like, where do you think the bottom is going to be? The only thing we can do is guess. We don't have a crystal ball. But with that being said, the market is on sale. We like everything else that we consume on sale. We like our food on sale. We like our clothes on sale. We like our gas for our cars on sale. So we should love for our stocks to be on sale, our long-term investments to be on sale. It's an opportunity for you to accumulate more for less. Like I get pumped. Like bring it
the
on.
the, the long-term quality investments,
Right.
definitely those ETFs, definitely those names that we've been hearing for the last 20, 30 years, and we know they're still not going, they're not going anywhere. So yeah, we have to be mindful about, is it truly an investment? We always got to keep that in mind, because some things might be down right now, but they could still be trade status and have not proven themselves.
Exactly.
um, so uh, being being well allocated in your portfolio. Now, Prez, you have no obstacles when it comes to this, and your structure that you share with us. And I'm sure you always say that anything else that you're doing is going to have a similar structure. So
Hmm.
can you talk a little bit about focusing heavily on our ETF foundation in your portfolio? How is that going? And can you run down for those who may not know, like, what are, I know you started to do some, it's not in level one, but you said you started to incorporate more VOO,
Hmm.
SPLG, and different things. So what are the foundation ETFs that you can either use as a foundation or as an entire portfolio, going by your structure, and then I can share mine too.
VTI and VOO, those are my main two. Like I
Mhm.
said, the portfolio where I just started buying VOO, eventually it's going to be 30% VOO, 30% VTI. That's what I'm working towards. Like that particular portfolio, I haven't been even buying VTI in that portfolio, and I'm significantly green on that one. Now the VOO position, it just slightly just started to turn red, so I'm extra excited because I get it to the same amount of VTI that I have in that particular portfolio. So I'm not buying anything else in that one portfolio, which is my main Fidelity account. I'm not
Mhm.
buying anything else but VOO right now in that particular portfolio. Now the YouTube portfolio, everything is pretty much structured the way the way I like it to be structured, because that's my newest project that I've been working on. So I don't really have to do any fine tuning there. I just have to make sure that I stick to my schedule and remain properly allocated, meaning
Okay.
60% into VTI and 20% into my level two companies like my Nvidia, my Tesla, my Microsoft, and my Apple. Although I have been leaning more to, I have been considering dropping Nvidia and Tesla down to level 3 and bringing up Realty Income and Alphabet, or either Alphabet and Amazon. I haven't really decided yet, but if I do come to that decision, then I'll let everyone know in my weekly updates, and I'll give more insight as to how I'm going about reallocating that particular portfolio if I do make that decision.
Okay, okay. I'm surprised you did VOO at Fidelity. I thought you would have done FXAIX. Once I
No, no, I actually I had already started buying VOO there before I really did my research on FXAIX and decided I wanted to have it.
Yeah.
But I'll eventually get a hold of it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so as you were saying 30 in VOO and 30 in VCI.
VTI, yes.
Yeah, I know people, some people think it's redundant, but oh well, I do them both.
Hmm.
And I do them both for myself. I do them both for my daughter. And I do 40 and 40 in her portfolio. And I've been doing them at, same amount, same. Who has you giggling over there?
Trudy said that's a mouthful, Lisa. What was that again, please? FXAIX. It took me 3 weeks to get it, and I still stumble over it sometimes.
Trudy, is Trudy making fun of me? So yeah, I've been doing the when I've been doing her investments, I've been doing them at the same time. And the VOO is up 30.76 and VTI is up 28.95%. So
Wow.
I've heard that VOO usually is slightly higher. And if we go by what's going on in her portfolio, it that is true. I know Larry Jones often says that VOO is slightly higher with the return than
Yeah.
VTI, but
Just slightly.
I love having both, and I know there's overlap, but I'm fine with it, and they're both performing well. So
Also, I noticed that I mean VOO moves a little bit faster than VTI. So if you want a little bit to speed your portfolio growth up just a little bit more than just VTI, then I would lean more towards VOO. But I'm pretty conservative as far as my investing. Some portfolios are a little bit more aggressive than others, but I'm pretty much conservative because of my age, and I don't want to risk it all.
yeah,
So I tend to lean more towards VTI because it moves so slow.
yeah. So some other investments that I have that kind of give me that diversification. I have the Realty Income, ticker symbol O, and I have some SCHD and SPHD also in my dividend portfolio.
Hmm.
And then I have the FXAIX. I have that at Fidelity, but that's for retirement. That's in an IRA. But yeah, those are things that we kind of uh, lean on for stability and to make ourselves be on track with being allocated the way that we in line with our goals, right, Praz?
Right. The reason
Mm-hmm.
why I decided to start allocating like this because I've had in the previous, when I first started learning how to invest, I've had like too much of Apple or too much of Microsoft or something like that. And all it takes is for them to report earnings and they had bad earnings or weak forward guidance and they done shaved off 10% of their value in one day and your whole portfolio is down 10, 15%. And it's an eyesore and it can discourage you and
Mm-hmm.
it can cause you to eventually panic. So you'll get that voice in your head like, save what you got left, man. Save what you got left.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want that for anybody because I know how that feels, and I'm also aware of the gains that I've missed out on because of my decisions.
Yeah, I when I was chatting with investing with Rod, and he was saying like, how do I stick? He has so many investments, he doesn't know how many different things he has in his portfolio, and he was asking me how do I stay like focused and just and thankfully what I've chosen, I just kept on building into them. So now during this time frame, I I obviously I know that my investments are down, but
Hmm.
at a glance, looking at the current performance, yeah, maybe a couple of weeks ago I was up 44%, and now I'm only up, say, 34 or 38, but it's nothing that's shaking me, but it's because I've been steadily focusing on the same positions. If I just started something new, then I'm sure I would be much more. It would be harder for me to have to look at the portfolio because those they wouldn't be, established for a few years. Um,
Right.
oh, Rod's here. Hi, Rod. How are you?
Hey, Rod, welcome in. Spoke
And
his name and
Tim.
he appears.
Tim is here also. Hi, Tim, Ria, and who else came in since we last gave a greeting? Fast Eddie, Joseph Robertson. Thank you guys for
Also,
tuning in.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but also I
Mhm.
just wanted to add that investing too much into one particular sector can also pull your portfolio down more than you're willing for it. So you look at it being down in a bear market, like say you're all tech and the whole tech sector just took a hit. So your
Mhm.
portfolio is taking a real nice hit right now because you're mostly tech. So I try to encourage everyone to diversify and allocate properly, like really do an evaluation on where you would like to hold this company and how you would feel if you was to see your position down 20%. How would you feel? Would you be able to handle it? Would you want to buy more? Or would you be like, would you be worried? Would you be asking questions like, what do you think Nike's going to do? I'm using Nike as an example because I'm currently down 20% in that position.
Mhm.
So I'm asking, I don't have to worry about asking nobody else, what do you think Nike's going to do? I'm looking at it like I can't wait till it's time for me to add more to this. I hope it's still down like this because I have a cost average of $91 and it's now like 73. So I can't wait till it comes around for that $5 to rotate into Nike. I can't wait.
Mhm. Yeah, I wish I caught Nvidia the other day at $103, but I'm still on the lookout to pick up a little bit more. I added some into a portfolio over at Fidelity. Right now my
Hmm.
average is 108 because I just picked up I got
Right.
that from what I accumulated last week. I want to say a quick is it Leo season? It's Leo, right?
Yes.
Yes, happy birthday to the Leos. I believe TC and Rod are both Leos. So happy birthday to you. My mom
Happy
is a
birthday.
Leo. My mom is a Leo. Her birthday's coming up in a few days too. I don't think mom's listening, but I'll share this part of the show with her. Happy birthday, mom.
Happy birthday.
Um, I think TC's birthday was just this weekend. Um, so generating more income
Yes, that's a very
in
good
order
idea.
in
I
order.
know it sounds crazy because inflation is so high and jobs are less plentiful, but it's something you can do that somebody will pay you for. Some sort of side hustle, a yard sale, something. Think of something.
Mhm,
It's always another way to bring in a extra dollar or two, even if as well as cutting personal expenses. Like I think that's very important, especially if we're going into a recession. I know it's summertime, it's travel season and all that. We got the cruises going on. Everybody want to go to the Bahamas and Vegas and places like that. You may have to reevaluate and hold off. Like, am I willing to take this hit financially? The backlash. What about when I get back? You understand what I'm saying? Now my vacation savings is pretty much depleted, and the jobs are less plentiful. They probably starting to cut hours at some of your places of work and things of that nature. You got to prepare for that. Or what if you go in there and they tell you, um, we're moving into sorry, Mr. President, but we're moving in a different direction. We're gonna have to let you go. You have to prepare yourself for that. Now, Lord forbid that was to ever happen, but it's always good to be at least mentally prepared for something like that to happen, especially in a recessionary period. You got layoffs and things of that nature. And ooh,
Yeah, I'm over here laughing. You're talking about a cut back on hours. How about, eliminate your position altogether?
right. That's
So,
why I made sure I added that in because it's indeed possible if companies are doing mass layoffs and things of that nature. It starts with the "Oh, you want to go home early today?"
Mhm.
And they going the first people that want to go. You can tell the lazy people you work your lazy coworkers. They the first ones raising their hand, especially if it's a warehouse type of environment where I normally work at. They'll
Yeah.
go around and they ask people that they know want to go home early. You want to go home early? They be like, yeah, yeah. And next thing you know, they coming to you like, we need you to leave early today. Like, huh?
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to leave. What if I don't want to leave early today? We need you to leave early today.
Okay. So yeah, I don't really um yeah, well, I was working my full-time job and my part-time job. I do have real estate. I do try to cut corners where I can, try to take advantage of credit card points and stuff like that. So I think I'm doing my best in trying to have multiple streams of income. I'm always evaluating to see if there are things that I can cut in my budget and
Hmm.
being mindful of that. And of course, I'm going to face all the bills, but making payment arrangements. I ran into a lot of medical expenses like since last October, but it is what it is, and you just have to work on it and I just try to focus on building a plan that just does not let me have to incur any interest on what I'm facing. So, and I've been able to keep up with my bills, so that's what I'm glad for. But yeah, generating more income is always a thing to try to do in order to set yourself up and make sure you're paying yourself first,
Yeah,
and not
definitely.
not necessarily being overly dependent on the additional income, especially if it does you have to fluctuate. But
Hmm.
yeah, that is a good point, especially in times like this. I wish I had more money available to take advantage of our stocks that are on sale, as we
Right.
say. Um,
I have a personal goal that once my channel is monetized, that I will be taking majority of whatever I make from YouTube and investing majority of it.
mhm.
That's my plan because I have a goal where as though I have a certain amount per day, I would like to invest consistently and comfortably, and I'm nowhere near that goal yet. So anyway, by any means necessary, as long as I don't have to sell my soul to the devil himself, if it's bringing in some type of revenue, then I'm going to be investing the majority of it. And I've cut back a whole slew of different type of living expenses. Like I've cut subscriptions and things of that nature. Now I'm streaming some stuff that I would like to see. It's not as legal necessarily, but I get to watch it for free. I don't have to worry about that subscription fee.
Okay, okay. I see Karen was in the chat. I don't know if she's driving. She's also someone that's been consistently gotten on board with investing her $10 daily. I know what she does off the top of my head is VTI.
Mm-hmm.
So just a great way to realize that you don't have to have a large amount of money if you can commit to a certain amount, whether it's daily, weekly, every payday, and just be consistent with it. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
give it time, give it a year, give it 2 years, and then just look at the results. Because I think some people, I know we both know people that want to just know, well, how long before how you can pull out some cash, and they have a trader's mindset, that fast money mindset, but balance that with some investing, because that will really help you in the long run.
I
Um,
don't even think it's a trader's mindset. I think it's more of a casino slash lottery type of mindset
mhm,
because that's how our brains are naturally programmed from what we learn in school and what we see our the elders of our family go through while we growing up. We watch them at the scratch off line or the pick three coming on TV every evening and things of that nature. So naturally, we're gonna have that casino slash lottery type of mindset, like I want my money. How fast can I flip it? Type of mindset, and that's not the mindset to have coming into this type of space.
mhm. When I say that, I mean that we know, like, on Friday morning, I was on your channel and we did an options trade together.
Hmm.
That was the first time I actually got to do it along with you. Finally.
Yeah,
But
See what
and that was,
patience get you?
huh?
I said, see what patience get you? Patience
Some
gets you money.
and that was a little bit of a scary trade for us because I was down over $100 at one point. But thankfully, I was going with your guidance on it and gave myself the had the stop loss set in a way so that I didn't get kicked out.
Right.
And then I came back because it needed it.
Yeah, it needed a little room. I explained that what the whole way through the trade. I said I'm willing to lose a little bit more because I'm getting in a little earlier than what I normally do, but I don't want to miss out on this drop. And I knew it was coming.
Yes. So if I would have I would have had my stop loss tighter and I would have got kicked out at a loss. But
Right.
I followed your lead on it, and it was looking sad there for a couple minutes. The whole trade was how many minutes? I'm not sure. I
Maybe
made a
10, 15 minutes.
yeah, it wasn't long, but there was a couple of minutes in there where I was down because I picked up more than one contract, so I was feeling it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I was like, oh my, but it came up, and I'm glad that I went with the way that you were leading us on that one in
Hmm.
order to give it that room that it needed. So I would have been kicked out at a loss. Um, but what were we talking about? I'm getting off track.
Creating more streams of income. Basically, that's what we left off at, creating more
And
streams of income.
I think I was laughing because Tim, was it Tim? Tim is over here talking to Nightbot. That's your thing over there.
Yeah, I do
Um,
that all the time. But Tim also got into the trade as well. It
yes.
wasn't just you. Tim got into the trade as well. I just saw him in the
Hmm.
chat
Hmm.
say, "We got paid."
Hmm.
That was
So,
awesome.
all right. So, any more tips on cutting expenses? Is there anything? Oh, not even just current. Is there anything that you've evaluated in your budget and said that we can adjust this or we got to get rid of this?
Mainly subscriptions and my smoking habit. Like I cut back on smoking. I haven't quit. I'm no quitter,
Okay.
but I need to. I know I need to. For y'all get on me in the chat. I know smoking is bad for you, but I
When
have
it
cut
comes,
back a decent amount. Like I've cut my smoking habit almost in half. So it's a work in progress at the end of the day. It's a habit that I wish I never started, and I recommend no one to ever start. If you at this point in your life, you better not start smoking. But those are one of the main things. One of my main expenses that I need to work on. Everything else is pretty much nice and tight. Like I don't party anymore. I don't do this. I don't do that. So
okay.
simply because I cut out a lot of extracurricular activities like recreational activities and things like that because I need as much money as I possibly can scrape up to use it to make more money. That's the type of mindset that I've trained myself to have now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
think
all
I'll
the.
be okay.
Hmm. Oh, you're getting blurry there. Okay. And everything that I'm saying is to free up money in order to invest while we are in the current market conditions that we are in. So extra money from that side income, cut your expenses, invest more. Whatever it is, keep driving that old car, do your repairs. It's staying on the it's it's reliable enough. Invest more, save money for to have be able to move on to the next vehicle without having a car payment. Let's just keep our money mindset in a way that's going to make us money, not just eat away at anything that we're trying to achieve here. So I don't know what.
Instead of that trip to the Bahamas, try just having a picnic at the park instead. I know it ain't the same, but
I was gonna say there ain't no comparison
I
there
know
for
it's not
us.
the same, but you got out the house, you got to spend some quality time with your family or significant other, unless you was planning on going to the Bahamas solo, but you could have just went to the park, put that vacation off until we're in better times economically, at least.
Okay, Trudy is saying with the AI boom, do you believe that Nvidia will lead the market share in this new AI economy?
It's a strong possibility. Um, it's a strong possibility. I really don't know. At the end of the day, I really don't know. I can only guess. I'm guessing, yeah. I'm
I'm
guessing.
listen.
Yeah.
I'm investing. I'm gonna not in my. I don't really have much to do it in my taxable account, but definitely I want to have. I definitely want to have exposure to direct exposure to Nvidia, and I only got. What is funny, Prez? What is funny? Trell, thank you so much for that super chat. Is that a super chat?
Frugality is life said a trip to the park versus the Bahamas. That's tough. Hey, the way I see it, short-term pain for long-term gain. Just think about, well, one day I'll be able to retire and live off of dividends. Let my dividends take me on a trip to the Bahamas. I may be a little bit older. Maybe I had to be like Stella got her groove back, but you understand what I'm saying? Like don't be out here spending erratically in these times. We are in uncertain times as far as the economy is concerned. We could be possibly already in a recession, and they're not going to tell us until we're almost out of it.
Yes, agreed.
What I do.
I don't know. Prez. I don't know. We might go. Oh, we might go. For that. I'm still stuck on go to I know what my park look like. My park is not the white sand beach of Bermuda, as I've been to both.
I'm over here crying. I'm over here crying. The
But
chat
yeah,
don't like
what
that.
they be frugal. Oh, Karen is here.
The chat ain't like that one. I'm sitting there reading the comments, trying to keep my composure. Like,
Oh my goodness.
mm.
I'm behind in the comments. Let me slide it down. Oh my
And then
god.
frugality is life come back with Stella. Yeah, you might have to be like Stella got her groove back. You might have to, instead of going to the Bahamas in your 30s or 40s, you might have to wait till you're in your 50s. So I'm just being honest. If you want that long term gain, and I'm being totally serious now, if you really want that long term gain, you got to go through that short term pain. You have to.
Yeah. Or have a balance, you know.
Yeah, a balance is good too. A
Can
balance is good too.
if you're going on vacation 3 times a year, can you afford the 3 times and you're not investing, or can you
Right.
cut it down to one until you get your investing on track?
They light me up in the comments. Balance, Fred.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you have a question here, Prez, from Shannon. Do you see it?
Well, let me scroll up a little bit. Press, I know you have your pyramid, but why not cut it down and take a more focused approach so you can make money instead of having a stock for 80 days and the amount of $5? The reason why I have so many is because it's mainly for demonstrational purposes. Like that's not my only portfolio. Like my main portfolio is way less companies than that in my main Fidelity account because
Mm,
I would like for it to grow a lot faster. But my YouTube portfolio, that particular portfolio that I share with the audience, that is the lifeblood of my channel. So however long I'm on YouTube, that's how long that portfolio will be there. And I will be investing $5 a day
mhm,
into all of those companies. Will I add any more? No, I won't add any more. Will I decrease any? No, I won't decrease any because it's like it's like the channel ETF basically. Is I don't know how to explain it. It's
mhm,
mainly for demonstrational and educational purposes, and I get exposure to a lot of different companies. I'm not worried about making money now. I'm looking 10, 15, 20 years down the road. On top of that, I'm a day trader, so I'm making money either way. So I'm really
okay.
not worried about the long-term investments growing at a fast rate. I'm more so worried about staying consistent.
Dee's with you. She's gonna, you know, be that
I know that's right.
be Stella on the beach when she's debt free. Um, Stock talk, David. Dividend income and extra income while paying down debt. Yes. Stock David's portfolio. He brings in over $700 a month from his dividends. He's doing great.
That is awesome.
And investing for his in his son's portfolio also. Um, is there anything else that I missed?
I
Yeah,
see a
Prez.
question.
I
Is
I don't think I'm this amusing. You said you're gonna be Stella. Yeah, you had them cracking up over here, Prez.
Is day trading more risky? Yes, day trading is a lot more risky. That's where risk management comes into play. Before you even start day trading, I recommend you read books on day trading and listen to audio books and just sit on the sidelines and watch. And if you're ready to start practicing, I would recommend that you paper trade first because it is a lot more risky and it's more mental than anything else. So you got to have the right type of mindset. You already have to predetermine how much you're willing to lose before you even hit that buy button. Because if you don't, you're gonna be sitting there like, well, maybe it'll come back, or what you think this is gonna do, and you're gonna be asking people questions like that that you feel as though have more experience than you, and they're already gonna know what you did. I say this time and time again. I'm already gonna know what you did if you start asking questions like that in my chat. I already know you either didn't know what you was willing to lose before you got in. You used too much money to get into that trade, so now your heart is in it. You're worried, and that's how you end up blowing your account. That's the sure fast way to end up blowing your account because you put too much into the trade.
Hmm. And what Chocolate Drop is saying, is it more risky? It, I think so many people do it without taking the time to learn, and that's what the issue is. And then they
Right.
get burned badly, and they get turned off to it, or they lose such a significant amount of money that they that they're impacted for a long time, traumatized even. So I think that's a big issue.
For those, before the question even arises, I get this question a lot from people that aren't even in the market yet. Well, how much do you need to start day trading? At least $1,000 in your trading account. At least $1,000 with money in the savings account to back yourself up. That way, you can take $100, which is 10% of that account, and get into a trade, and you're only willing to lose $10 out of that 100. So if you lose that trade, you got $90. You got, and plus the other 900. Well, 990 actually. You have $990 left because you didn't risk it all on that one trade. You only risked 10% of your account.
Hmm. But that's the whole thing, that so many people, I think, are still out there that don't know that these things exist, that don't know that
Right.
these tools exist, even with buying, even with investing. um, like I said, I didn't catch that 103 for Nvidia, or whatever price I'm trying to catch. um, we have to get in there and set the orders, set the buy orders, set sell orders, do take advantage of the advancements and the technology and the things that we have today, and do that in order to make ourselves thrive when it comes to our investing and our trading. Um, so
And I know it seems hard because I get this a lot as well. It's too hard. It's too hard. I always say don't discredit yourself like that by saying something is too hard when look at me, like I'm a former street guy. Like I used to be in the street, like messing my life away, throwing my life away. I've been to prison. I've dropped out of school and finished school in prison. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody like me can take the time to learn something like this, you can do it. I know you can do it. Like stop making that excuse and discrediting yourself. It's like when people tell me that, I'm like, why are you calling yourself dumb? Because it's really so simple to learn something like that. It's really easy. It's a lot of moving parts and mechanisms that you got to learn, but take baby steps and ask
mhm.
questions. It's no question too dumb when it comes to increasing your net worth and building wealth for the long term.
Yes, yes, Tim, definitely will be setting price alerts. It's just that my alerts were set for I have my alerts set for options trades. Maybe I'm going to have to do this. Maybe I'm going to have to set my Weeble alerts for my options that I might be looking at for that particular day, and use a different platform alerts for buying, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean, Press?
Could you say that again? I was reading the comment. I'm sorry.
Never mind. I know you understand what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to drag you back into the.
I see a
Is
comment.
it?
Attracting is something most people shouldn't do. Most people need to buy and hold. Day trading. I disagree. I have to disagree. I totally have to disagree because it's like a magic money printing machine. It's not for everybody. No, it's not for everybody. But should you do it? I think you should. I think you should take the time to learn because
Okay, so
if
what she was saying is
corporations
okay.
if the corporations are in control of the world per se, from a conspiracy theorist standpoint, and you feel like you're owed something, whether it be, whatever you feel as though the government owes you, that's your legal way to take back whatever funds you feel as though they owe you for whatever reason, whatever your personal reason is. You just gotta get your mind in check, get your mind right. Is risk management at the end of the day. A lot of
Mhm,
people look at it like it's gambling. That's because
mhm,
you heard the stories, the bad stories of people over leveraging themselves in trades and not using proper risk management, and they're blowing their accounts. That's what turns a lot of people on the outside looking in. But being an
mhm.
investor first, I'm a strong, firm advocate for being an investor first. There's nothing wrong with just buying and holding.
Okay, okay. Hi, Rel. Thanks for checking in. Now, Prez, I think I have to agree with Shannon because she's saying most people. She's saying day trading is something most people shouldn't do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with her because I think people are not taking the time to learn. And if they don't want to learn, that's fine. They should at least focus on their investing. But I think it can make a real mess of things for most. Now, how many people? What demographic are we talking about here? I don't know, but
99%.
oh well, I think it's okay for me because I'm going to do it. But I started to do it when I felt confident and when I feel like I need to when I need to pull back and reevaluate and go. If I felt like what we did on Friday, if I felt like let me just do one contract and make sure that I am managing this in a okay, well and all,
Hmm.
but I felt confident to know where I was at with the strategy. So I
Right.
was confident enough in what you were sharing and my own skill because you're not here doing it for me. So
Right.
I felt confident in order to do it. But many people, I would say, are jumping in before they have the knowledge to really do it in the way that we want, and that is to make sure that we are making money. So.
It starts with the mindset.
Mhm.
It starts with the mindset. Like if you don't have the right mindset coming into it, of course you're gonna, risk it all, things of that nature, and you're gonna be looking for fast returns and things of that nature, and you're gonna lose more than what you're willing to lose at the end of the day. If you don't have the proper mindset, then you're already planning on failing. But if you take the time to evaluate your own personal mindset and learn how to keep your emotions in check and learn proper risk management, you're dominating this market.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten to do a trade with Stocks Pharrell yet, but he has a new structure. Have you seen his structure with the three different levels in with the options trades?
And no, I haven't.
No, no. Yeah. For different, like, whether you what type of budget you have, you know.
Hmm.
So he has it broken out like that, but I just haven't been able to catch something that I was able to follow along with and that fit into my budget. Um, so what is frugality saying? Staying away from day trading and doing more investing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
Nope, it's
wrong with
nothing
that.
at all.
Nothing wrong with that.
I look at it like this: at least you're involved in the market. At least you're
Yes.
investing for the long term, for the future.
Hmm.
Like you
Hmm.
don't have to necessarily. I'm not on here promoting like become a day trader, but if you feel as though they owe you some money, that's how you get it, and it's perfectly legal. Yeah, go ahead and pay them their little taxes. Go ahead and pay them their taxes. Of course, you got to pay your taxes, but that's a part of earning income. You got to pay taxes.
Hmm.
Like, I don't worry about the tax implications. I know I make that money. I got to pay the government some of it. I already know.
Yeah. You work
You're gonna pay
overtime or you
taxes
work.
regardless. There's no way around it. Even if you go out here and work 3 jobs, they're gonna tax the hell out of you. So it's no way around it. If you're making money in the United States legally, you're gonna pay taxes. Like that come with it.
Definitely, definitely.
Now, a little loophole, you can have a Roth IRA that you trade out of, as well as one that you long-term invest out of, like I do. The only thing about that, I can't touch that money tax-free until I'm 59 and a half. I'm okay with that. That money can grow to a billion gazillion dollars, and I'm 46 now. So,
So yeah, this is what I was mentioning with Raul. He has his minnows, the dolphins, and the orcas. So yeah, I'll be checking out to see if I could follow along with I probably could fit something in any of the different levels, that
mm,
he's sharing, but he's definitely trying to put out some things for people with a smaller budget too, to make sure that they can get in. All right, so
what I'm
we
missing
went
up here.
over are generating more income and cutting expenses. And I think it was Trudy was saying about not having a car payment. What is your opinion on that, Press? What going forward? I don't know what if you have a vehicle right now or how much longer it's going to last you. I know my car has about maybe about 109,000 miles on it, and it's over 10 years old. So what is your mindset when it comes to cars? How long should you buy your car outright? What is the maximum amount of time that you want to give yourself to pay off a car, if you don't mind answering?
Me personally, I go the used car route.
Okay.
I'll
And
just find a
what
mechanic to make repairs and things of that nature. I don't want a real high car payment. I can't afford it.
so
Like,
what would be the time frame that you would want to get a car paid off in?
mm,
I say 2 years max.
two,
If
two, three
I had
years.
to, two to
No
three
more than
years.
three. No more than
Okay.
three.
Okay. What do you guys think in the chat? What is the maximum amount of time you think it should take to you to pay off a vehicle? Uh, so yeah, if you guys saw my live when I was talking about my yellow Ford Escape,
The
after
magic
I,
school bus. I
my
call
school,
it
yeah.
the magic school bus. You said Miss Pac-Man. I said, nah. You're supposed to say, nah, it's the magic school bus. I do magic over here.
4 years. Neil says 4 years. Yeah, both of us are under that. 3 years.
I say three.
That's in line. That's in line with what you said. But yeah. So after I got my car, I put a significant amount down on the car so that I would have my car payment was like $135 on the car that I have paid off now. So it's hard. It takes a lot in order to have a car payment that low of a down payment, especially if you're, want to have something that's going to last you for a good stretch of time, which is what I was trying to do. Um, but yeah, Miss Frugal saying she's driving a '08 Honda.
I know
Honda
that's
and
right.
Honda and Toyota. People
They
say
last forever.
yes.
You can ride them till the wheels fall off.
Hmm. So who is this? Trell. 2 years is the max time for me to pay off a car. I prefer to pay cash. Yeah, that's why I'm leaning. So I really need to be responsible and think about that. Even though I think I have a long time yet with the truck that I have,
Mhm.
but when the next time comes around, I don't want car payments again. I don't.
Nah, mm-mm. I don't necessarily need a brand new car. Long as it get me from point A to point B, and it looks somewhat clean on the outside. Where if I run it through the car wash, it look nice. You understand what I'm saying? But other than that, and the AC got to work. The AC,
Hmm.
the AC got to work in there. But other than that, I don't care what kind of car it is. It don't have to be new, long as it runs for real.
Hmm.
And the radio got to work. I'm a simple guy. If I can hook my Bluetooth, my phone to the stereo, I'm good. I don't even
Hmm.
need tent. I definitely don't need no rims because that mess up your ride anyway. So
Okay. Well, let's go on to our last topic that we had scheduled for today, and that is consistency over timing. So we probably been touching on that throughout our conversation. So talking about doing a $10 a day or just making sure to prioritize when Nvidia, Microsoft, Tesla, whatever it is that you need to continue to build up in your portfolio is currently down. So I tell you, the other day when I looked at my portfolio, everything was down except for Apple and um, Apple and Realty Income were the only two green on the day. So how about you, Press? Did you notice last week how was there what in your portfolio was not impacted, at least going into the end of last week?
Mainly Apple, because
Apple.
while the rest of the market was coming down, my Apple position, I saw that increasing, and it's actually, significantly green compared to where everything else was. And just a few months back, Apple was the lagging position in my portfolio. Now it's one of the leading ones. So Apple, mainly Apple, and also Meta. Meta and Apple were the ones that were least impacted in my portfolio.
Okay.
Out of the tech stocks, now Realty Income has been performing really well in my portfolio as of lately, and that was one of the ones that was lagging.
Yeah, I see that on the month, Realty Income is up 11.73%. So that shows why it's easily been a standout. I haven't been, that's something I've just kind of invested into. It's in my dividend portfolio for the long term, so I don't babysit it. I'm gonna be holding on to those shares, but it is nice to see it's turned around because when I first started the passive income challenge is where that started from a while back, over a year ago now. There were time frames when I was buying Realty Income at like $67 a share. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I see
it
a
took.
question here. Is it better right now to put more into bonds versus stocks? That all depends on your own personal risk tolerance and preference. A bond is basically a guaranteed return over a period of time, where stocks you don't have a guaranteed return, but the average annual return on the S&P is 10%. So me personally, I would lean more into stocks versus bonds because I'm owning pieces of this company, and this company could potentially pay me a dividend. I'm thinking more longer term than shorter term. Bonds are more shorter term, in my opinion, unless you're getting 30-year bonds, 20-year bonds, or something like that. And I don't think you want to wait that long for your guaranteed 5 or 6% or whatever the percentage is. But I would lean more towards stocks. And as far as getting a guaranteed return on my capital, I would lean more towards a high yield savings account like a Discover or your Ally, something of that nature. Me personally, I wouldn't even deal with bonds.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either because I think that I've seen a lot of growth in the investments that I've had, and
Hmm.
I just don't see that occurring with bonds. But it depends on your age and your what your intentions are. There's different factors that might have you gravitate more towards that. But I'm not in the place where bonds is something that I'm focused on incorporating into my investment strategy.
I
So,
like what Neo said. Bonds are favored when you have a large amount of money and hedge against risk. Yeah, bonds are basically for big money. You're really not going to see much of a return on a couple $1,000s, but you're going to get like 30, $40 when you could just put that into the S&P and keep adding to it consistently over time. This is
mhm,
my own personal opinion on it.
yes. Okay. So yeah, Tim sees what I'm saying. If we're closer to retirement, um, M&T was saying that his son in his 20s is focusing on investing. That's great.
That's awesome. That is
Start as
awesome.
soon as you can.
That is awesome.
So is
Just
it
think of
better?
where if he stays consistent with it in about 30 years. Wow, by the time he turns 50 years old, he's gonna be like, well, I'm ready to just lay back and just retire now. Just imagine if he, even with a just small amount of 5, 10 hours a day, a lot of people say that's not really no money, but it adds up over time. You're looking at 30, 35 years down the road,
Mhm.
5, 10 hours a day, you're looking at almost $1 million, if not more.
Okay. Miss Frugal is sharing a couple of ETFs that have been great in her portfolio. I'm not familiar with either one at a glance.
Those are bond ETFs. I'm
Okay.
familiar with them. They're bond ETFs. Yeah, you can even go that route if you really want exposure into bonds
Oh,
and you don't want to invest directly into bonds. You can find a bond ETF and reap the benefits of that dividend from those bond ETFs. And you're not locked in. You can close that position whenever you see fit versus being locked into a 2 year, 10 year, or 20-year bond.
all right. Um, so anything else on, well, we like some of our topics, I have them down as a topic, but I just feel like throughout the conversation we touch on it.
Hmm.
Like you were just saying, the power of compound interest. Get started early because, even if you're not, even if you're able to contribute more in your 30s, for example, than in your 20s, getting started with investing in your 20s, that money is going to have a chance to really grow and to help you in the long run. So
Hmm. Any good picks on companies with dividends? Wow, I don't even know where to begin. It's so many. It's so many. I would have to go with my favorite, which is Realty Income, and
mhm.
that's only because it's a monthly dividend and it's not an actual stock. It's actually what you call a real estate investment trust. So it's like a basket of real estate. So they pay their shareholders out in the form of a monthly dividend. And over the last 25 years or so, they've consistently increased that dividend. So that's a good way to play landlord if you want to get into real estate without actually physically owning real estate. So that's my number one pick right now because it's a monthly paying dividend. Another one would be Main Street Capital.
That's what I was about to say.
But
Main
there's
Street Capital.
plenty others. There's plenty others that pay way better dividends. That's just my favorite one off the top of my head. It's so many out there.
Mhm. And those two are at the top of the Simply Safe dividend list, also.
Hmm.
So, they've been steadily increasing their dividend, but there are higher paying dividends. But be mindful if you're chasing that high dividend. You got to find the balance of the performance, and do they, could there be a time period when they pause or eliminate
Right.
their dividends? And there's other investments that have proven that, anything can happen, but there are lots of other companies that have proven that they are being able to stay consistent for decades, even with keeping up with their paying out their dividend regularly
I always say if the
and
dividend
increasing.
yield is too high, it could be potentially a red flag and it could be too good to be true because that company could be, you know, decide they want to announce they want to pause their dividend or cut their dividend out altogether. Now you have all this
Mhm.
money invested into this company, and not only did they cut your dividend, but you're slightly red in that position, or it's on a downtrend or something of that nature, and you don't want to cut your losses or anything like that, and now you're stuck into this because you chased that high yield.
Oh, Trush, I haven't seen you in the longest there, Truchus True.
Ain't seen you in a while.
So yes, I tried to encourage him and his wife to invest for their son and daughter that are both. I think their daughter's 5 and their son is like 4.
That is awesome. That is
Hmm.
awesome. That is
Yes.
awesome. When I hear stuff like that, it really warms my heart. I'm such a caring hearted type of person. When I hear stuff like that, I feel like I achieved that same victory right with you. I don't know. That's just the type of person I am.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Stag,
hear a
yes.
lot about Stag. I don't own it personally, but
Mm-hmm.
I've done a little bit of research on it, and it seemed pretty solid to me. I just don't currently own it.
Mm-hmm. I think
Can't
Stag
have
was
them all.
was one of the when we kicked off the dividend, the passive income challenge. It was one of the highlighted ones that, Keenan gave us as a suggestion. But
Yeah.
I didn't. I had already. I already got started with 3 when we did that challenge at the same time, basically. So that was plenty for me. But then after I added SCHD. All
I
right.
like
So
what Shannon just said. I would go with SCHD or DGRO. Hold on, let me clear this off. I got a notification. for dividends, so you don't have the individual stock issues.
Hmm.
That's a very good idea. You can find smaller ETFs that's going to guarantee you that dividend instead of taking the time to research individual companies, and you got to risk what if they pause a dividend like Disney did at one point in time, and like Intel just announced that they're going to be doing,
Yes.
and it really can alleviate a lot of stress and worry. Is my dividend safe? You could just go
Mhm.
with a ETF, smaller ETF.
Yeah, Intel, they announced a lot of layoffs too this week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not good. And I'm sitting here looking at the Intel logo on my computer. Like, I still believe in the company. My computer's holding up. I don't have no more glitching.
Hmm. um, so what would you say to someone that, we're trying to encourage people through this show to navigate a market crash, a bear market, and come out ahead of the game once it recovers, the mindset of, recessions make millionaires. So what would you say to someone to give them confidence that the market is going to recover and that downturns are temporary?
Keep watching us. Keep watching us. That's to sum it all up. That's the best thing that I can say to anybody. Just keep watching us. Like, we're gonna stay consistent. We like kind of sort of like accountability partners in this investing space, like as well as the YouTube thing. So
Yeah.
I already know. I gotta stay consistent. So because now I have other eyes on me and they're expecting me to stay consistent so that they can keep their mind in check and keep their emotions in check to stay consistent. It's kind of like motivation. It's like you're using a content creator as your motivation, or you're using, someone else as your motivation to keep you motivated as well as hold you accountable. Like, are you still invested into this? You still invested into that? Yeah, I'm showing you on screen every week. Every week,
Yeah.
I'm giving you a portfolio update. So that's showing you right there I'm staying consistent. If not anywhere else, you already know prayers are staying consistent. It is now week 29, and I've been doing it since week 1. So that's why I said keep watching us. Just keep watching us. I try to lead by example. I'm not going to recommend anybody to do something that I'm not currently doing, or I'm aspiring to work towards doing. So yeah, that's the best thing I can say. Just keep watching, and don't let
Hmm.
the market pass you by. Don't just watch. You got to get involved too.
Yes.
Especially if you're not started yet. Don't just watch and then we come out of this downtime in the market, and I'm reporting that I'm up 60% in my Apple position. And you're like, man, if only I would have been buying it back then, because I know how that feel, and it sucks. It really does. Because you didn't let the market pass you by. I done been there. I've been there.
Back up, Fres, back up. You got real serious with us. It came close to the camera. Um,
I know how it feels. I honestly know how it feels because I've experienced it, and I don't want anybody else to feel like that. Like, now you got FOMO. Now you want to start dumping in boatloads of money at the top of the bull market. You understand what I'm saying? Then what if
mhm.
all it takes for Jerome Powell to say, "Yeah, I'm raising interest rates 50 basis points," and the whole market just fall off a cliff. Now
Yeah.
you done bought at the top when you could have just been buying consistently the whole way through.
And I'm over here thinking a little bit about Apple. With everything that would happen with Apple, I started investing into Apple, and I mean this is my growth portfolio. This is an additional to my retirement, but I started investing into Apple when I had 120 average. I started focusing on other things because I didn't want to mess up my Apple average. And even with all of that, Apple is still the largest thing in my portfolio, and I can't seem to get
Wow,
it. I
still.
still, yeah, still, Brett.
Are you still buying it, or you just paused
I
on
I
buying it in
I
that
am
particular?
still I am still buying it sometimes,
That's kind of why. That's kind of why you got to pause on buying it and just buy other things to balance it out.
But yeah, but no, I've been trying to balance it with the VOO and other things. Now, who is this? Let me turn my phone on. Do you see any other
Wow, this chat is
Brian,
moving now. Let's see.
Brian, welcome. Brian Wall. I'm guessing you might have gotten a gifted membership recently. Appreciate you for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions.
I saw a question up here. I lost it.
Hi,
Prez,
Nora.
Prez, where can they find you? You can find me on my channel, one, uh, Prez the Investor. That is the name of my channel. You can also find me on multiple different social media platforms. You can find me on X. You can find me on Instagram, and all of those links are located in my channel description.
Who is
If
asking
anyone's
where they
trying
can
to,
find you, Prez?
Tim A, Tim
Tim.
A asked where can they find me?
Oh,
But
Tim.
that's the
Oh,
easiest place to find me. Like if you need to reach out to me directly, I welcome that. You can send me a direct message on Instagram if you got a question or something like that. I probably won't initiate that conversation, but if you send me a message and I see it, I will respond to it.
yes. Prez usually responds. Yes. There's only that one time you didn't reply to my message for like 14 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
Maybe I didn't see it. I don't know.
You just have, you know, well, I'll remind you of that story when we get off. But yeah, DGRO. Yes. I know Mommy Trader has that in her portfolio. I've seen her talk about it. I have not added anything new besides my four main things: the Realty Income,
Hmm.
SPHD, SCHD, and then Main Street Capital. So um, all right, Prez, is there anything else? Do you have any more? Well, I think you already gave your motivational minutes, your encouragement to stay consistent, not timing the market, just, all of that. Anything else that you want to share for today?
That's about it. That's
Okay.
about it in a nutshell. Like, don't let these red days scare you out of your good long term positions because, especially if you just enter the market this year, you understand what I'm saying? Because don't be no knucklehead like I was in 2020 and 2021. And no, I don't want that for you. And that goes for Bitcoin as well. Like I don't know if you guys are into Bitcoin or if you just started getting into it, but right now Bitcoin is really taking a dump on the charts. It's really coming down, but it's a good buying opportunity, especially at the support levels. That's when you have to learn how to read a chart and things of that nature. And don't be putting all your money into these different altcoins and things of that. You don't know what they really do and things of that nature. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
also
I
have
think
a very I didn't mean to cut you off, but also have a well diversified crypto portfolio as well. You got to have a foundation into Bitcoin primarily before you start looking at these other coins because they could say they do X, Y, Z, but we really don't know.
yeah, I think a lot of coins that we've never heard of, the Bonk and the Floki and the hat with whatever. Those are trades, and you can make some money on those, quick money, if that's what you're
Hmm.
looking to do, if you know how to navigate it correctly. But yeah, I was gonna say I was at work. This was back around Cinco de Mayo, and as I was walking down the stairs to go get lunch because they gave us lunch that day, they were having a little, one of the ERGs was having a little event, and I think Bitcoin was like 56,000 or so.
Hmm.
And I had to sit before I could eat my lunch. I had to sit down and get some Bitcoin. My coworkers were like, "What?" I'm like, they don't understand. But yeah,
I did that today actually. I was walking outside and I got a price alert and I stopped what I was doing.
yeah.
I
First,
had
first,
handful. I set everything I had in my hands on the ground. I pulled my phone out my pocket and said, "Yeah, let me
yep,
get $10 worth right now."
exactly.
Actually, I
First,
did 5 and 5. I bought 5 early, and then I got another price alert that it dropped lower.
mm-hmm.
So I bought 5 more, and that was my weekly $10 purchase. For those who don't know, I make a $10 weekly purchase in the Bitcoin every week. Not too much, not too little, but it adds up.
Okay. Miss Frugal, thanks for sharing Prez's channel. Um, but Prez, everybody, I'm sorry, I don't always put our names in our thing. I forgot to do it this week. But I try to be mindful to always put Prez's name in my description. So you should always be able to find either one of our channels. I would say if from, depending on what side you're watching from, you should be always be able to find each of us. And we are both on Instagram also and TikTok. But don't message us over on TikTok though.
I probably won't.
But maybe we will start doing TikTok lives too. I don't know. We'll see what I could talk about with Frez on the back end. All right. So anything else, Frez?
That's it. That's
If you
it.
guys don't have any more questions, we're gonna be.
That's really it. I'm just reading the chat.
What is that? What is Fast Eddie doing over here with some little this little emoji?
He don't like crypto. He call them
Okay.
pet rocks. He like Charlie Munger. He call them pet rocks.
Yeah, Shannon says the crypto's not for her either. Way too volatile. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Do what works best for you, but do
Hmm.
something. Don't. there's no.
Don't
There's
just do nothing. Yeah,
okay.
don't just sit on the sidelines and watch and sell everyone dreams around you. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna get started. Don't
Yeah,
sell me no dream. It's your money at the end of the day. I'm involved. Don't
yeah.
keep selling me dreams. And that's speaking to people who may be watching me that knows me personally that keep saying, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna get started when? You've been saying that the last 3 years now.
Yeah, I wanted to stress that. Thank you, Prez, because yeah, I don't advocate just put your money at the Bank of America. That ain't enough.
Nah,
No, no, no.
you
I'm
can put a
still.
million dollars in cash into the bank today, and you can go back in 2, 3 days or what have you and try to get that $1 million out. I bet you they don't have it. They're gonna talk you out of it. They're gonna try to talk you out of
Mhm.
it. We can write you a cashier's check. Who in the hell gonna cash a cashier's check for $1 million?
Yes.
Walmart?
Trutches is agreeing with us. He said them price alerts will stop you in your tracks. Yep. Like, what was one
Oh,
day.
Shannon is a guy.
Oh, apologies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm a man. Put his arm up. Yeah.
Have a good day, Trudy. Good luck with your rest of your renovations over there.
On YouTube. What's on YouTube? Do you ever want to us watch Bob Rob Burger? No, I don't. I thought you were talking about the cartoon Bob's Burgers. I'm about to say no, I don't watch that.
Oops. On YouTube, I clicked that by accident. You were talking about. Oh no, I don't know what line I'm on over here. Whoopsie whoops.
We
Silent
silly
silver.
today, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. We silly today.
Are we? I
It seems
told
like
you.
it.
I told you I was real tired before we even got started, and I didn't even bring a drink up here with me. I'm over here just keep going. I'm ready for my lemonade. But thank you guys for tuning in. I think we're about to wrap it up. And it seems like we just keep on coming back. 3 p.m.
The
Eastern
chat don't want
Standard
to let us
Time,
leave.
Sunday. Happens all the time. What happens all the time? Is there any? I don't know. Is that the way that it's spelled? Is that more of a Shannon with two
I
N's
think it's
in the
spelled either
middle?
way. I
Yeah,
think it's spelled the same way for male and female.
yeah. Okay. Um. So, yeah, I think I'm ready to wrap it up because unless you have another topic, I don't mind going right now, Prez, but I don't know what to talk about because our topic of the day has been covered.
The corporations are the end all. I'm not going to start a whole new topic. I'm not going to. And we'd be here all night messing around with me. Sometimes I get a talkative mood and I just won't stop. But yeah, just stay consistent out here, y'all. And if you haven't gotten started, I encourage you. I highly encourage you to get started, even if it's just $5 a day. Don't let nobody discourage you. Like, "Oh, well, you ain't gonna never reach millionaire status, but it's something you can leave behind to your offspring other than them having to possibly start a GoFundMe to properly lay you to rest. Look at it that way. That's if you don't
Mhm.
have insurance, and a lot of people out here don't even have life and health insurance, life insurance, mainly life insurance, let alone a will. So
Mhm.
think about that. Tomorrow's
And
not promised.
and whatever you achieve as far as your investing, even if it is small amounts, it's going to be better than zero. And that's what you will have if you do nothing and just continue to sit on the sidelines. So I will leave you guys with that. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will be back next week. Any update you want to give on your on what goes on your channel for the week, Press?
Oh yeah. Starting tomorrow, I will be starting my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live streams at 9 a.m. instead of 9:15 a.m. I'm still gonna do the afternoon live streams. Make sure you have your notifications on. That's not etched in stone just yet because I don't know what I'm gonna be having to do some days in the afternoon. And I see the closing summary of the topic. We could be potentially going into a new bear market. I don't want anyone to get spooked. Try to come up with more streams of income as well as cutting out personal expenses so that you're able to invest as much as you possibly can. Seize this opportunity. Don't go and try to load the boat all at one time. Consistently, dollar cost average, small feasible amounts consistently. And that's about it. That's about it.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Press. I will see you next week, guys. Just make sure you subscribe to our channels, hit that notification bell, and you will be able to keep up with us when we're going live, and as well as putting out our regular weekly videos, shorts, all of that good stuff. So we will see you soon. Take care. Have a great week.
If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die.